Hey guys, Chris back here from CNH Small, and you got another quick video here for you guys. We had a guy drop off a little baby snowblower here today, and I just want to do a quick, rundown and stuff like that about this one machine because we rarely get these older small baby snowblowers, as I call them right here. This is a Toro Powerlite model. This has a 3 horsepower Tecumseh engine on this machine. The guy brought it over to us because he was claiming the machine has been sitting for about 2 years and he hasn't used it since, and it's simply not starting at all over here for that. So we're going to go ahead and check it out over here for that. And you can see the detail. It's basically all faded on the front of the actual tag right here. It's got power light on here, 3 horsepower right here as well too, but the thing is it's all faded. Looks like the guy might have let that sit outside. I really don't know. We did have to take the belt off over here because the belt looked in pretty bad shape, so we're probably going to have to replace the actual dry belt that goes from the engine down to the tensioner on here and down to the actual pads right there as well too. So took the belt off, your belt gets rerouted right down here through that, so took that off. And we'll go from there as well too. The augers in the front, they don't look too bad. They're starting to get worn down a little bit on there, but they still look like they're making contact with the ground on here, because you have to have these pads make contact with the ground in order to provide a positive, I want to call positive throwing effect for throwing the actual snow on here for that. So that's what it looks like right there. And the chute looks okay on here, no problem with that. Everything else looks okay. I can really see on here. Doesn't look like the guy really used it, for a long amount of time. These pads are replaceable on here. You can't take them out; they're not riveted on the actual pad right here. So you can have bolts on here. So let me give you a shot of that right there as well too. You got your bolts right here, and you got a nut on the back side right here, so you can basically take these things off. These ones are almost like rusted on here for that. So these pads can be replaced if your snow blower is not throwing the snow at a adequate distance, or if you're having problems where it's not simply picking the snow up, and it's basically just like, dragging and bogging out of there. Because these 2-stroke small snow blowers, you have to have the pads making positive good contact with the actual ground right here, and also most of the time you have to have it having enough area where it's actually contacting the back portion of the plastic. This one has like a small gap back here, but I honestly don't know how it's going to be throwing snow out here because we don't have any snow right now, so I honestly can't test it out. So that's one problem that we have right now with that. This one has the designation for the model number and serial number on the right hand side over here. So this is the older, I think it's like a 19 late 80s or early 90s model. Got the information tag right here. Let me get this wiped off here so I can zoom in on here for you. There we go. 38175 model number, and serial number starting with 49 right there, made by the Toro Company, Minneapolis, Minnesota right there, guys. That's the designation and the manufacturer's information right there as well too. Okay, here's your back, here's your control pad as well too, actually your control panel. Got your ignition, that's your on and off switch right there. Got your primer right here as well too, looks okay, it's not all screwed up. Got your starter, pull start, and the electric starter does work on this one right here. We actually tested it out here about a half an hour ago. I don't have the actual cable hooked up, but it does work on here. Okay, and here's the actual carb and the actual engine's back section right here as well too. We're gonna replace the actual fuel line arm, but it's getting pretty old on this guy's machine right here. It was typically anytime we do a carb job, we always replace the fuel line. We clean out the actual fuel tank down inside here as well too, and so we basically do a complete 1, 2, 3 job. You gotta clean out the tank, you gotta replace the line, or the line and the filter if it has it on there. You gotta replace the actual spark plug, and also the carb is going to typically need overhauled with a new bowl and totally rebuilt carb kit on there. Plus they also have a intake gasket on the actual block right here. You have a block right here, actually has 2 gaskets, okay guys. You have one gasket in the back where it actually mates up to the carburetor on here. Then you have your black plastic piece right here in the middle, It's like a thermal block. Then you have another gasket right down here. So you have one gasket down here. It's like a paper gasket. So you have one paper gasket, then you have your black plastic block, then you have your other gasket right here as well too. So you got 1, 2, 3, and just be mindful of that when you take it apart on it, so you don't forget one piece right there. And it's always a good idea to replace all 2 gaskets right there when you put it back together, because you want to have the thing sealing properly. And me personally, I recommend putting some grease on those actual gaskets right there to provide a more positive seal, so there's no possibility of any kind of air being vented around the actual gasket right there, so it provides a proper seal for the air mix fuel ratio. So we'll go ahead and make a revised video once we had this machine up and running, and hopefully the customer will authorize the work that needs to be done to it, because he claims he really likes it for using on his sidewalk out there for that. And we'll go ahead and maybe post a secondary video if the customer actually wants the machine repaired. Probably today's Monday, so we'll probably call him up here this afternoon about it. And if he authorizes it, we'll go ahead and order some parts for the machine, and we'll call him back and hopefully have it ready to go in probably about 2 to 3 days after today, guys. So stay tuned. Anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, feel free to leave me a message here, and I'll try to get back to you within 24, 48 hours. I'll see you guys.